So welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we will look at few more patterns, and hopefully the patterns will become more interesting compared to what we have seen in the previous session. Okay, so the first pattern that I want to look at, it's actually pretty straightforward, right? So hopefully this won't be very troublesome. So this is the pattern we want to look at. Looks a little scary to begin with, honestly, but if you answer those three questions that we have always tried to answer, I think things will be clear. Okay, so how many rows? N rows, right? So 4, n is 4, you have 4 rows. How many columns in each entry, right? The first row has 4 entries, the second one has 3 entries, the third one has 2 entries, and the fourth one has only 1 entry. So seems like as I is going up, number of columns are going down. And if n was 3, this would have been the pattern, right? So obviously it depends upon n as well. In the first row, here you have 4, here you have only 3 stars. I would have tried with n minus I. Why n minus I? Because as I is increasing, columns need to decrease. And as n is increasing, the number of columns are higher, right? So here you have 4, here you have 3. Let's try this. So let's say n is 4, I is 1. So for n is equals to 4, in the first row, this formula will give you 4 minus 1, 3 stars, but you have 4 stars. I is equals to 4 will give you 4 minus 4, 0 stars, but for the fourth row, you have 1 star. I think the correct answer is this. The first row has n minus 1 plus 1, n stars. For n is equals to 4, 4 stars. For n is equal to 3, 3 stars. For I is equals to 2, n is equals to 4, you have 3 stars, and so on. This is a perfect formula. Will work absolutely fine. What we need to print? Extremely simple. Star. We need to print stars. That's it. This will do it for us. So we'll have an outer loop which will run on I, go till n, representing n rows. Within that, we'll have another loop, a j, which is running till n minus I plus 1. Within that, we are just printing stars. That should basically do it for us. Okay, so let's quickly create a new file. And this time I'm going to write it from scratch, right? I'm not going to copy paste. So let's write it from scratch just once. In the next session, we'll again start copying pasting, but just for once, let's write it from scratch. New scanner. System in, and you take an input from the user, right? Then you have an I, which is representing the row number. This goes till n because you have n rows. Then for ith row, you need columns, and for ith row, you will have how many columns? N minus I plus 1. These are the number of columns. J is equals to j plus 1. What do you need to print? We need to print a star. What we don't want to print is a new line after every star. So we print a star, increment j. Once we are done with all the stars in a particular row, we put an enter, and then we can do I is equals to I plus 1. Then we can do I is equals to I plus 1. So I think this should do it for us. We need 4 rows if n is 4. In the first row, if I is 1, our loop will run till n minus 1 plus 1, that is till n. So it will run 4 times. What will it print? It will print stars. For I is equals to 2, it will run till n minus 2 plus 1, that is 4 minus 2 plus 1, that is 3. So it will print 3 stars. For I is equals to 3, it will print 2 stars. For I is equals to 4, it will print only 1 star. That's exactly what we are looking for, right? That's the pattern we are looking for. Perfect. Let's run this. And that's what we got. So the interesting part here was that the shape was a little not something that we are used to. It was not a square, it was not a rectangle, it was a little weird shape. but that was something that we were able to handle if we followed what we have discussed. Let's answer how many rows, how many columns in each row, and what to print. Okay, perfect. Seems like this work. Next one, we'll look at something even more interesting. Perfect. Thank you.